What's up, my friends? This is Donte at Donte's Boxing Gym, coming to you right now to try to help you be able to wrap your hands a lot better. If you're coming into a gym to do classes, do personal training, or whatever the case may be, one of the most important things that you have to be able to do is protect your hands, because without having your hands wrapped protective in the right way, you'll end up having your bones will be shifting in your hands. You'll have hand problems and your hands will be hurting. You can't come back to the gym because you'll be saying that my hands are hurting too much. So I have a pair of hand wraps right here that I'm going to teach you all how to be able to wrap your hands in a really fast, really efficient way. I did a hand wrapping video years ago. Got thousands of views, people love it. But I figured out a way to try to be able to help people, new beginners, try to be able to come into the gym as soon as they get a pair of hand wraps, that they can be able to actually really learn how to be able to wrap their hands like on their first try, hopefully, or sometimes their second try. And it should be really simple. And so let's go through it. So before you even put your hand wraps on, the number one reason why you want to put hand wraps on is to protect your knuckles. You want to protect the bones in the back of your hand, and you want to protect your wrist. Let's go right into it. The first thing, before you put the hand wrap on, make sure that the inside of your hand is facing down, and then make sure that your fingers are stiff and erect, straight out. And you don't want to have to move it. So you don't want to bend your fingers like this. You don't want to relax your wrist like this. You want to make sure it stays firm throughout the entire time until I instruct you otherwise, because the wrap will slowly start to come off if your hand is a lot more just relaxed. So what you want to do, hand down, fingers out, have this loop. Put it around your thumb knuckle first. Now, on most hand wraps, you have this statement that says this wrap, this side down. This side down means this side on your skin. So what I'm gonna do first is wrap 3 times around my wrist. So what I'm gonna do is always start towards your pinky side. So what you're gonna do is make sure this side down is facing towards your skin. Got 1, and then 2, and then 3 times. After you do it 3 times, make sure it's nice and firm. After you do 3 times around your wrist, do 3 times around your 4 frontal knuckles. So I'll go around like this, like 1, and then 2, and then 3. And you should always be able to layer it so you just know exactly how many that you layer. So I have 3 here. After I do this 3, it's gonna be like 3.5. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come behind my thumb knuckle, right here, and I'm gonna wrap it 1 time all the way around as a circle, all the way around my thumb knuckle. And right after I do that, I'm gonna start going in between the gaps of my hand. So the first gap we're gonna go through is between my index and my middle finger knuckle. So once I go in between my index, so my pointer finger and my middle finger, I'm gonna end up making sure as soon as that hand wrap touches my knuckle, I'm gonna squeeze my hand, and then I'm going to be able to open my hand, release it, and I'm going to pull this, tug it a little bit tighter so it can give more of a custom fit. Then I'm going to do the same thing going through the next gap. The next gap is between your middle finger and your index finger. I'm going to pull it back, give it a little bit more of a custom fit. And the last time, going in between my index and my middle finger. Now I got all the gaps, so now all I'm going to do is make X's with this hand wrap. I'm going to come back around my 4 frontal knuckles. I'm going to wrap 1 time all the way around my knuckles, and I'm going to go back down toward my wrist. And then after I go around my wrist, I'm gonna keep going up around my knuckles and then back down my wrist. And this, I call this the X factor. So what I'm gonna do is keep making X's. And then once I finish making my X's, you always wanna finish it out around your wrist. So as soon as you get toward the end, you end up wrapping your hands, and boom, should be at the very end. And it should look like this. So remember, the biggest thing about wrapping your hands is making sure that you have your wrists protected. It should be firm. The bones of your back of your hand should be nice and protected, and your knuckles should be nice and protected, should be covered. So this is what it looks like on the inside of my hand. This is what it looks like on the back of my hand. This is what it looks like kind of like a 3D fashion. So you should make sure that when we put hand wraps on, you shouldn't be able to do an open hand push-up. Pretty much you should be able to have your wrist limited, so you should only be able to flex about this much. If you can be able to do an open hand push-up, you should be able to have your hand, or it's not on firm enough. You don't want to have it to the point where it's too tight, where your fingers are getting, the circulation cut off, and you'll know if it's too tight, if it's too loose, and if it is, just take it off, rewrap it, and then keep practicing until you get it right. Hopefully this hand wrapping tutorial video is going to be great for you all. Do it before you start your classes, before your personal training session. It's just me trying to add value to people's, boxing fitness experience. So hope you all enjoy it. Take care.